Hey, I'm Steven. I'm joined now by Lesley-Anne, our personal finance expert, who's going to help us do a deep dive on some of the questions that came up while we were shooting the main video. Lesley-Anne, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So my first question is, how is it that you know so much about finance? Why do you know so much about finance? And I feel like I don't know anything when I have conversations with you about this. So tell me about that.
A lot of people don't receive formal education on money management when they're going to school. I was a little bit of an exception. I had a fabulous mentor during my junior and senior high school years. One of my teachers actually taught me a lot about the power of compounded interest and reinvested returns. But when you layer that on with my family upbringing where we didn't have a lot, I had a personal desire to save enough so that I could eventually go to university, and that's really what kick-started my interest in money.
All right, so we talk in the video about how robo-advisors invest in ETFs, but what are ETFs exactly?
ETFs are exchange-traded funds. They are a mirror of the actual stock and bond market. So you'll never outperform the market, but you won't underperform. You are the market. What's cool about ETFs is that you can target that mirroring effect to a subsection of the market. So let's say you're interested in automotive technology, you can drill down and purchase an ETF that is based on the supply chain of that automotive sector. So it's kind of cool, but what's more interesting about ETFs is that they cost a lot less than the traditional mutual fund.
So speaking of mutual funds, why aren't millennials investing in them the same way that their parents do or did?
Mutual funds have very high fees and they don't necessarily have the highest performance. They're managed by real humans and there's some human error that's involved. So many of these fund managers are unsuccessful in trying to outperform the market.
So I guess if the majority of fund managers can't outperform the market but are charging more, it's almost a no-brainer to go with an ETF that's going to perform at market and cost you a lot less.
Better value.
Perfect. Awesome. So we talked about a lot of different investment types, but we didn't really talk about GICs and high interest savings accounts. When should I be using those investment types as opposed to the ones that we have spoken about?
Those are simply for savings. Things that you're going to buy within the next 3 to 7 years down the road. Your money is guaranteed, so it won't be exposed to any market risk, unlike your retirement savings account. That's a great tool, these savings tools, because they protect your money.
That makes sense. Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you answering some of these extra questions so that we could dive a little deeper. Thank you very much for being here.